completely useless.
Okay,
That's very cool.
And I can't
Woman
change
who
a
knows
flat, so
cars?
I need to watch the show.
Okay,
tomorrow.
I'll show you how.
I'm gonna be bothered
Get my
with
book, Lauren Fix's Guide to Loving Your Car.
That was subtle.
Shameless
She's
plug.
like, wow, you don't need to be subtle. This is all
No,
we got.
trust me, when you get to me, I won't be subtle.
Good.
Eric, knock him dead.
Just plug.
Go ahead, go for it. I mean,
I'm a
you did a great
best-selling
job of it in the
author.
green room. So.
I've written 6 books. My last book just came out a couple weeks ago that I wrote with my daughter about college admissions. I wrote PR For Dummies.
Did you? In the Dummy series?
I did. Yes, I did, yeah. I wrote
Really?
actually
I'm
the
a
first and
Dummies
second
head.
edition.
I mean, I got every Dummies you can. I want to do bold ones for
Actually,
Dummies.
you want to know something though that I hate
do.
about that book is when you tell a client that you wrote PR For Dummies, they're offended. It's like,
Oh,
can they
no.
change the name to PR
Dude, I
for
got-
smart people
Really?
and people would actually like that
I
I wrote
have
the book?
Chess for Dummies. I have the United
they're
States
great
Supreme
books.
Court for Dummies. I have Fit Over 40 for Dummies.
They're a great series, but
Home buying
when
for
people
dummies?
pay you a lot of money to do something for them and you give them PR for dummies, like they're not impressed by that.
You don't make money in books, you get
All it
credibility.
means
But
is
you do
that-
if universities make their kids read the books, which they
That's
make their
true.
kids read my
Or
books.
you're J.K. Rowling's.
I'm going to be adding PR for Dummies to my curriculum, all right?
There you go.
I know what I mean. That's what I was really like. I want a guest lecture gig.
30 books a
That's
semester.
cool.
Go ahead, Eric, keep going. I heard the whole thing in the green room. It takes about half an hour.
Yeah, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I own a PR agency that I sold 5 years ago. I have another one now. I own an environmental company called Tappening. I own a college search company called collegeclicktv.com, and I've used up all my plug time.
Okay, so before we talk to Lauren about car stuff, I want to talk to you about a little bit more of a serious.
I have enough experience in to give advice on is how do you communicate that. And in those critical situations, Elizabeth Dole once said, the worst time to make a plan is when the river is rising. So it doesn't matter what the corporation is or what the entity is have a plan in place for when the crisis happens. Most organizations don't want to do that because it costs a lot of money to put that plan into place. They never think it's going to happen, and then when it happens, they don't know what to do. Having a plan in place so that you communicate effectively, efficiently, and the airlines learned that lesson the hard way probably 20 years ago, when what they would do on the runway is they just cover the logo on their plane that was burning on the side of the run. That was their crisis plan. That doesn't work.
That's Mayday PR, huh?
But they had to learn is we have to get out in front of the general public. We have to tell them what we know, what we can tell them, and tell them when we'll get back to them with the things that we don't know.
I don't think there's anywhere you could have known from what well, you could have.
As awesome.
That situation that you described is is almost telegraphing what you just described.
Yes.
In a highly volatile time. On the other hand, in the calm of a boardroom, when you're sitting in a meeting, if you really pay attention to people, I always say 2 meetings happen in every meeting that you're in. One meeting is what we all say, what comes out of our mouths. It's the image that we want to present to everybody. The other, more important meeting is what are we thinking? And what we're thinking is always betrayed by body language, if you pay really close attention. That's the more important meeting, it's the more important discussion. If you pay attention to people's body language and don't dismiss it, you learn a lot more about people than by what they say.
I always wonder also
Sure.
about background checks. These days, they say they background check people, but I know so many companies that don't ask for references, or they ask for references, but never. How many times have you been saying, can I use you as a reference, and you never get a call? Because nobody calls anymore. I don't know why they're all afraid of profiling, but I'm thinking, wouldn't you think a red flag would have gone up and said, this woman's got a problem in her history. Back when she was a kid, she shot her brother. Okay, she was let go, but maybe we should do some additional investigation.
Ding, ding,
yeah,
ding,
I'm saying
ding,
there's a red
ding,
flag. She
ding,
shouldn't even
ding.
got the job to begin with. And she's a teacher. What is she teaching these kids?
And somebody who I
Scary.
believe knew her from her earlier days said the same, just what you just said. How could you put a person like that in the classroom?
Around children or teens or whatever.
You also even if it's as an employer for most of my life, one of the things I always found I don't know.
Were you ever an employee?
No, never. Well, when I got bought.
Even a lemonade stand?
When I got bought for 50, I was a managing partner, but technically an employee really of Wall Street. So I guess I reported to Wall Street then. But that was it, just for 15 months. So I don't have a lot of experience on the other side. But in interviewing prospective people that we were going to hire, I always found, and this is over the course of 25 years, the person would always say one thing in that interview. I'm anal retentive organized, and they'd come in and their desk would be a mess. Why'd you go out of your way to say you're anal retentive organized?
Yeah.
People always say, people who want you to think that they're great with kids. I got kid game. if you say you got kid game, you stink with kids. I can tell you before you even start.
Right.
For some reason, people always want to proclaim the opposite of what, I don't know why that is, but
Joe?
and in job interviews, I always ignored that, and it always came back to haunt
I'm
me.
great with kids, by the way.
All right. That's good. I mean,
Especially college in some form to make sure that they're not the next ones in line to be doing something that crazy.
Well, it's not just,
In my head-
it's not just what how they were raised, whether it was right or whether they was wrong.
Right.
It's now after the fact.
now
How do they
they're-
react?
How do they react? How do they
They're
deal
gonna
with
be
it?
bad shit.
Mom
Can you
just
imagine?
shot two
That
teachers,
is-
holy for
A
holy.
woman going to break into David Letterman's house before it's an issue. I mean, 10, 12, 15, I mean, what do you do? How do you cut that off?
Yeah.
Even if you see that crazy behavior, you're breaking into someone's home, you're not allowed.
Okay, so here's the deal.
I think you're getting by in your looks.
Yeah, thanks. Then I'm really in
It's all
trouble.
in a smile.
Monica's working on 2 hours of sleep, and yet she's like
Right.
a genius and looks
Oh, no.
beautiful.
No, thank you, but no.
But the real woman who we have to focus on right now is Lauren.
So it's a counterintuitive message for them.
Absolutely.
So I think they've totally bungled this, and they should have done some PR for idiots or whatever it is, you know.
For dummies, just dummies.
Idiots! What do you mean
No,
idiots?
it's dummies.
Smart people.
Idiots
Smart
is,
people.
but that's the other guidebook. There is idiots.
There is.
They needed to hire
All
someone
right.
like Eric who was creative
Right.
and unique and who saw things. This is just some of the documentation that I have that other
Yeah.
people can't access on a regular
Well,
basis.
and today we're hearing that the Department of
Girl
That's it.
opinion.
Come on, no guy drives a car that picks up on the highway and doesn't do something about it.
It's very slight. It's like
Tell me.
It's
Damn,
Would
it's
you?
hard.
it's
A
almost
girl.
imperceptible.
Email us at strategyroom@foxnews.com
I know
if you
you
have
better
any
about the
problems
person
with your
thing.
cars or have any questions for the car.
Wait
Wait a
Oh, my
minute.
goodness.
That's all I drive is Lexus. I didn't know about that. Which
Yes.
Now he's concerned.
the
Now,
Lexus-
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a
You're
minute,
going to sell the
wait a minute.
car
There's
right now. Now you're blushing.
Monica to drive a faulty Toyota, but now it's a Lexus.
Oh,
Oh,
no. It's a whole other
I
story.
didn't know. I'm getting rid of it now.
No.
Immediately.
I want to see a
Right,
icky outside too.
Don't you think she needs
Yeah,
my
and-
Lexus?
And I want
Now I know what
Now
I
I am.
would.
I'm done. See how
I know what I would suggest for
You're the
her.
girl, huh?
I guess I am. Now I am.
I want a safe car.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't want to.
I know.
That.
Right.
They always know.
Right.
They always
I'm
know.
taking it
Correct.
Don't worry,
So-
you're paying by the
If we
hour.
were paying you by the hour, it would be much
Let me
longer
give you my,
version.
No, I would say I don't know. I got to do 8 hours of research, and I'll come back to you with the answer. So
good.
he's taking notes. He's got his
Yeah,
pen
I'll
out.
read it.
I can't
ready
take
to
notes.
go.
My pen doesn't write, but I'll use this pen and take notes.
I started a company about a year ago selling these Brazilian wish bracelets, and we donate back to preserving the Amazon. And now,
Run down to Ipanema and take a look at see how this is going.
I love that. Joe gets the soy, I get the hemp. That's how you have us branded.
It's the haircut, the earring.
I could use like
Okay,
a armful.
Eric, come on, give him some advice.
Well, you're a great story. This is a great PR story. You should be doing
good.
every TV show. I don't know who's booking you, but who's ever booking you ought to be getting you lots of shows.
oh, good. Yeah, soon it'll be men's clothing too, so I'll let you know when.
No, I'm more interested in the girls' clothing, as you know.
I think this is awesome. I think your design is really
Thanks.
unique, and it's very got a European flair to it. And I love the materials. I think you've got a great
Thanks.
product here.
Thank you.
And I think the hard part's going to be getting it viral and getting the message out.
Yeah.
And this is one great place to start.
Yep.
And I bet you Eric has some great advice on how to get to the next level.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'd
Give
be
it to
cutting
me.
this piece up the second you leave here and getting it all over the internet.
Oh,
I do.
good. Good.
Get a copy,
I love
post it
it.
on your site, post it on YouTube,
Yep.
go with the social media.
I guess what
We are on all of those.
the most important thing with any of these types of projects is the credibility. And Muhammad Ali is an icon on the planet. So I just wanted to ask you, Eric, what your thoughts are. The piece I watched last time. My grandfather was a boxer, and it was almost like an obituary kind of thing, which was sad because he's suffering from Parkinson's disease. So I was just wondering, to end the show, if someone as big as Ali, and obviously Larry Holmes was here to promote it, and we're always looking to help people in front of our Fox and Friends family. What your thoughts are, Eric, of someone like Ali, and will we ever see someone that big?
Well, one is I represented Floyd Patterson, and after him I represented Larry Holmes, and I represented Larry Holmes during the period of his career where he lost his first fight, so it wasn't a great time in his career. I think
48, no, was he?
It was when he said, the
Rocky
Rocky Marciano.
Marciano.
Yeah, I was around for that. I was standing off to the side while he made that comment. That he's promoting Ali, I think is incredible. I think Ali, and I have a million Ali stories from firsthand experience, are incredible. And I think that he's a great, just a great person. history has rewritten him even into a greater person, but he certainly deserves it. And I mean, as a kid, I got a lot of joy out of watching him and Frasier. So I'm happy to see it, and I'm happy to see Larry Holmes is doing that.
Okay, come on, George.
He was always, though, that was the thing about LA, always in character. I have so many like anecdotal stories. I wish I could tell.
We're in trouble. We got 30 seconds to go.
He was just always in character.